How you doing, everyone? I trust you've been safe and well and training hard. Now, have you ever thought about turning the humble Italian meatball into a burger patty? Well, you can have your mind blown in today's recipe, and today we're taking it up a notch with making it a crispy burger. So I've gone together and smashed my patties together. It's literally just the Italian meatball, parsley, salt, pepper, garlic, and pork mince. Really easy and simple. Remember, ingredients, less is more sometimes. You don't want to overcomplicate things. So what we're going to do here, we pop it into our breadcrumbs, our flour. Now this is to ensure that there's no moisture and the egg can stick to our patty. And it just helps the breadcrumbs bind to it. So once we pat that dry a little bit, straight into our egg wash, just 2 eggs lightly beaten. And then I'm using panko breadcrumbs. So these give you that extra crispy crunch. That's the difference between panko and normal breadcrumbs. Depending on what your application is or what your meal is, you use different kind of breadcrumbs. And if you want it crispy, panko is the way to go. So there we go, nice and easy. And that's gonna fry up real nice. Now I'm gonna finish these and I'll get to cooking. So this isn't the healthiest way to make a burger, but it sure as heck is delicious. So we've flattened out our patties, put them in our panko breadcrumbs, and now we're just going to pop them straight into the oil like that and deep fry them. Now the reason why we deep fry them is because we want them to cook relatively quick, so our breadcrumbs get nice and crispy and the meat cooks inside. And we're just going to pop another one in there as well. So these can also be eaten alternatively to your chicken schnitzels, but these make a fantastic burger. Now, pork really is the unsung hero in sort of burger worlds. We don't see a lot of pork burgers or lamb for that instance. Now, lamb is a lot more fatty, has a lot more cholesterol, but it's a sweeter meat. Pork is probably on par with beef in relation to iron and the amino acid profiles, and it's relatively cheap at the moment as well compared to other forms of meat, with chicken going up in price because everyone's buying it. So this is a great way to eat meal differently. And so you can start to see the edges go brown, and this is why we've got to flatten that meat nice and thin. We want to make sure our breadcrumbs go crispy but don't burn before the pork is cooked, which is why you need it to be a bit more thinner. And this is on medium-high heat, by the way, and it's canola oil. All right, so it's about 2 or 3 minutes there. Let's give it a flip. It should be done on one side. Have a look at that, nice and crispy. Yep, there we go. Actually didn't really know this, but not many people know that you don't actually use oil to cook bacon. No, bacon's one of the only meats that you use no cooking oil for, because as you put it on the pan cold, and as the pan heats up, it melts the fat and it cooks in its own fat, giving it that nice, crispy bacon flavour. So as you can see, that's starting to sizzle and melt. It's going to be some lovely, awesome bacon. Alrighty, now our crispy pork patties are done. It's time to have some pork on pork action. Now let's go. And what do you do with all that lovely bacon fat? Well, you fry your onions in it, of course. Yum, 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 yum. All right, so now it's on to the bread rolls. These are just your normal bakery bread rolls. We're going to flatten them down. Why? I like it that way. Don't need to. But I'm going to pop them in the air fryer, so it just makes it a bit easier. So give them a bit of a cut. We're going to do a bit of margarine. All right, so now we've got our lovely toasted bread. In goes our patty, like that. And we're going to go with some of our caramelized onions. Look at that, beautiful. All right, squirt of tomato sauce, because why not? Some tomatoes. What's left over from our bacon, because the kids have already gotten to it. and egg. And then we're going to top that up. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. As you can see, there's our crispy pork burger. Delish. All right, let's take a bite. Yum.